Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special primetime edition of Sports Overtime. John Lewis alongside Rich Johnson, Brian Milam, and, of course, the Big Dipper will join us later in the show. Tonight, we're going to break down the high school football playoffs and make a few predictions. Rich, we're down to the nitty-gritty right now. Our Sweet 16, as we like to call it. Coming up, we'll hear from the mountain teams involved in the playoffs and take an in-depth look at how and why they made it to the second round. We'll bring in the Big Dipper, that ought to be fun, and get his outlook for the second round of the playoffs. And also Brian Milam will give us an in-depth look at round number 2. Stay with us for this special Thursday night edition of Sports Overtime. Tonight's Sports Overtime High School Football Playoff Special is brought to you by Cardinals, Andy's Honda, QRS, J.W. Cole & Son, Dairy Queen, Love Homes, and Allen Dental.
Visit the Weight Loss Clinic of Paintsville, and under the supervision of Dr. Francisco Puig, you can lose weight the healthy way. They're open on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Then they're open every first and third Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Phone 789-5600, 789-5600 today, or go by the Weight Loss Clinic of Paintsville across from the Ramada Inn and choose to lose.
The selection is at Cardinal Automotive. Choose from over 200 trucks and sport utility vehicles from Cardinal's huge inventory. Get a new 2000 S10 LS pickup for only $237 per month, or a new 2000 Silverado for only $279 per month. And a Silverado LS 4-wheel drive is only $349 per month. Bring in the new Millennium in a new pickup. From Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac in Hazard, your mountain leader.
It's that time of year once again at QRS in Hazard, the 1999 Christmas Open House. The QRS has thousands of holiday items, simply a Christmas wonderland. Don't miss this once-a-year event that everybody talks about. Come to the annual Christmas Open House Saturday and Sunday, November 13th and 14th at QRS, Grandview Plaza, Hazard.
J.W. Cole & Son Funeral Home, owned and operated by Gary Justice, is proud to invite you to visit them at their new location on Hamley Boulevard in Pikeville. Our new building is equipped with 3 spacious, convenient chapels to help serve your family in its greatest time of need. For years, J.W. Cole & Son has been a familiar name that you know and trust. Please accept a personal invitation from Gary K. Justice to stop by and visit the new J.W. Cole & Son Funeral Home, or for pre-need information, call 437-6228.
Welcome back to the show, and welcome Big Dipper from WSGS Radio and, of course, publisher of Mountain Sports View. You know, Rich, some people are armed with facts. Some people are armed with numbers. Big Dipper's armed with the broom tonight.
There's a reason for that. Sweep. Sports fans, sweep. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. A mountain sweep in Louisville, Kentucky, December 3rd, starting at 12 o'clock noon and lasting to about 6:30 or 7 o'clock on December the 4th, Saturday night. But we crowned 4 mountain champions. Write it down. Sweep. Now, this is not the broom I told you about last night on the show, but I'm going to ride to Louisville. They're building that broom. But sweep.
So you're going to say A, 2A, 3A, 4A.
Yes, sir.
All mountain teams in that final.
Now we've got this mountain district. Rich, John, Brian, hey, 4A mountain district, we're going.
So we need to go ahead and make reservations for Thursday night and Friday night, because we'll be spending a couple nights up in Louisville then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can you imagine the parades back across, down 64 East, the Mountain Parkway, and the split down 75 and over? I tell you, it's going to be wild.
And it's going to happen sometime, and you think it's going to be this year?
I'm going to go out on that proverbial limb.
All right, we'll get your predictions.
And guys, listen, thanks for having me up.
Well, we enjoy having you, and really the Dipper's not blowing smoke. It could happen. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Class A matchups here in the mountains. Friday night, Paintsville takes on Pikeville. This is a rematch game from a couple weeks ago. Another Class A matchup taking place in the mountains. Lincamp versus Harlan. Lincamp, boy, they always step it up during the playoffs, taking on the Harlan Green Dragons over in Harlan. And the other Class A matchup going on, this is over in Region 2, which means they could get to the state title game and meet a mountain team. Somerset versus Campbellsville. Jay Cobb doing an outstanding job over there.
Dipper, one thing that we talked about in all these regions, and Brian will touch on a little bit later, a lot of rematches here all through the A, 2A, 3A and 4A.
Well, we've got several rematches. I noticed even out of state, Somerset, Campbellsville wins that one 42-11 back on the 29th last week of the season. Harlan Camp, Harlan wins at 28-27 on October 1st. Paintsville, Pikeville last week of the season, Pikeville 49-11. Corbin, Wayne County 35-21 on October 29th. You know, and then Leslie, Middlesboro struggled at Leslie County 21-12. You know, just a few weeks ago. So, you know, yeah, we got some matchups, and it's hard. I think the scenario in football is much like the one in basketball where you don't beat a good team 4 times, you don't beat a good team twice. Going to be some snakes crawling in the mountains tomorrow night, sports fans.
And obviously, Paintsville's going to have their work cut out with them against Pikeville.
Let me tell you something, Pikeville, what, 10 in a row?
That's right.
Since I lost to Boyle County, Chuck Smith's club in the Pike County Bowl, and they've won them decisively.
What a turnaround for Pikeville.
And that's the team we're going to start off talking with. I believe there's actually 16 rematches across the state from the regular season. Well, the Pikeville Panthers started out the season losing to Boyle County in the opener of the Pike County Bowl. Since then, the Panthers have been close to unstoppable. The closest game the Panthers have been in since opening the day loss was a 26-8 win over Belfry. On the season, Pikeville is averaging nearly 50 points a game behind the offensive package of Matt Branham, Jeremiah Akers, Chase Gibson, and Barrett Rogers. When it comes to Paintsville, the Panthers and Tigers met on the last day of the regular season, with Pikeville winning 49-11. But do not be deceived by the score. Pikeville led by only 3 points midway through the third quarter, and Pikeville expects another tough test tomorrow night.
Well, I think it'll be more tight than it was last time or whatever, closer game, because, you know, after defeat, everybody, you just get mad and you want to get revenge on them, and so I expect them to play us better this time.
Well, we expect them to come out even harder than before, considering, you know, you only got one chance at this, one loss and you're out. So defense has been playing really good, and we're pretty confident of that, and we know the offense will step up and should have a good game.
They played a good game against us last time, and they go and put 60-some points on the board against Williamsburg. So they got a lot of momentum coming in here Friday night. And, you know, this time of year, you know, everybody's geared up to play because it's, you know, you win or you go on to the house. And, you know, each of us, Paintsville and our team, are both wanting to go on into the playoffs.
And you take a look at what these teams did in the first round, guys. Paintsville 61-6 over Williamsburg. Pikeville 66-14 over Pineville.
And the question mark, Dipper, for Pikeville right now, if there are any question marks, Barrett Rogers may not be able to play. I think he has a collarbone injury, but their offense certainly picking up here since game 1.
I still got to wonder how Hillard sleeps at night. Dreaming about those footballs flying through there, and it started with, you know, with his son Ben, the Pikeville offense. Chris McNamee's done a tremendous job. Got a fine quarterback in the Branham kid. And what about the numbers that Akers has put up? You know, Jeremiah Akers has put up this year have been tremendous. You know, just on the ground and in there both.
And talk about Paintsville, you know, over there, those guys have put together maybe a surprise season. We talked to a couple of coaches. They really thought that they had a chance to go 10-0, but they certainly doing well for themselves.
Well, they were 10-2 last year, right, John, and you know, David Master, you know, Paintsville tradition. You got Walter Brew still, you know, kind of hunkering around over there. You know,
right.
you get those old heads and a lot of experience. But Paintsville's got a fine tradition. I like Pikeville tomorrow night, though.
I think the one thing that's overlooked in this whole matchup is Pikeville's defense. When they played Paintsville, they just gave up 3 points. I believe that other touchdown came on a kick return or something to start the second half. The defense was incredible. Another team that's played really well and only has 1 loss this season, Harlan Green Dragons.
And it's another rematch in the Class A ranks, the Harlan Green Dragons and the Lynn Camp Wildcats. Of course, the two met October 1st. Harlan escaping with a 1-point win, 28-27. Lynn Camp had a rough start to the season, but upset Hazard at Hazard, and now looking to pull off a repeat performance in Harlan.
Well, I know we had the ability, and I hope that we can get ourselves ready to go and get focused on the job and a task is at hand, and know that everybody right now is 0-0, and it's one game at a time. That's why we're trying to approach it.
Maybe in one area we may have overall team speed advantage, and we hope to be able to, you know, utilize our speed and get to the outside, which is, you know, what we've done all year. It's no secret to anybody, and, you know, I think Friday night we got to have some success throwing the football as well, utilizing some of those guys down the field.
We mixing everything up, you know. We, you know, our passing game, running game, you know, everything's just clicking all at once now, you know, instead of just one of them clicking, they all just clicking all together.
It's all clicking all together, Dipper, and maybe 2 surprise teams. Harlan ended up 10th in the state in Class A at the end of the season. Lynn Camp started off highly ranked, had a couple letdowns. Now they're back on track.
Well, my Sandbagging of the Year award is co-sponsored this year. J.B. Donahue, Tom Larkey. J.B. of Harlan, Tom Larkey of Rockcastle County. I'm telling you, they sandbagged us, John. Of course, Coach Larkey did the first time I can ever remember him not coming to the pigskin preview back in August. J.B. was here, and all you could hear was Lincoln this, Lincoln that, you know, blah, blah, blah. Pineville, Williamsburg, you know, and look at the Dragons. They're 10-1, you know, after the opening season loss to Lawrence County and the Pig Bowl at Clay County, they've rolled along. What a, you know, tribute to those young men at Harlan and the coaching staff.
One thing I like about this Harlan team, Ben Smith, the running back's a little banged up. He's the guy that makes this offense go. You got Gary Greer there at quarterback, but Ben Smith has been impressive this year, had over 200 yards rushing last week, a few more touchdowns. But Lynn Camp, they can struggle through a season. It doesn't matter. They step it up come playoff time. David Mitchell says we're all 0-0 come playoff time. Well, Lynn Camp is 1-0 in the playoffs. Go over to Harlan. It's going to be an interesting matchup, and you know, I don't think if Lynn Camp beats Harlan that you can really call it an upset. This is going to be one of those humdinger of a matchups, I think.
Well, the Quentin Henson and Shane Strunk, two guys that really stood out in that Hazard game. Shane Strunk can move in from wide receiver to running back to quarterback, all-around threat. You know, both those guys playing very well on defense too, but offense, their strong suit. Lynn Camp's going to be a tough team to contend with. Hazard's already found that out. Harlan already knows.
Well, on the show last week, when you guys joined me down there, you know, Rich, you and I had a little tip for tat there. You picked Lynn Camp, I picked Hazard. I read the racing for them, you know, on both of them. You know, Lynn Camp hadn't played well. The dogs were, you know, were smoking them. They're playing real well. And the real Lynn Camp team showed up last Friday night at Daniel Field. Wasn't no upset, in my opinion.
No.
They came to play. They lived up to their preseason hype about being the best Class A team in the mountains. Quentin Henson is a stud. The Strunk kid is so versatile. You know, he can flat just do it all, and they did. They're big, they're physical. Now, big war tomorrow night in Harlan County over there between these two. It's going to be a war. Tim Bono and company over there better get them strapped on. And the only thing I got to say, Jeff Brock, Harlan wins, cook them ribeyes, so they're coming your way.
All right. Now, the whole playoff picture, as we've mentioned, seems to resemble the regular season. Brian, we'll go over to Brian Milam now. And, Brian, a lot of rematches up and down all those brackets.
Not to beat a dead horse, but it's kind of odd to see so many playoff games be a rematch of a regular season contest. But that is the scenario we have been dealt, especially in Class A. I will assume the role of Lee Corso. Let's take a look at Harlan and Lynn Camp. The first time these guys played, it was the Wildcats who were reeling. This time around, Harlan seems to be the team that's not playing up to its potential. The Green Dragons won an ugly game against Pineville, 23-14, back on October 22nd. Then had to come from behind against South Floyd. I think Lynn Camp actually wins it. The Tigers caused a lot of problems for Pikeville 2 weeks ago. Pikeville coach Chris McNamee said Paintsville's defense matches up well with his receivers, and they ran the ball exceptionally in the first 2.5 quarters. But until somebody can stop that express that lives at 1987 Championship Drive, I think the Panthers will remain king over there. I think it will be Pikeville who wins tomorrow, and they will either face Harlan or Lynn Camp come next Friday. And they will secure a date up on the river against Bellevue or Beechwood. So that's the Lee Corso pick right there.
All right, time for some more predictions.
Where are the pencils is what I want to know.
They're coming out. Who better to give a prediction than the Big Dipper? How about it?
Well, let's start down. Let's back up a little bit. We haven't talked much about oh, here they are. Pikeville over Paintsville. I like that. I'm staying there. I was going to talk about Somerset, but you jumping the gun on me. I'm used to all this. Lynn Camp and a squeaker over to Harlan. I mean, I saw the real Lynn Camp team last week, sports fans, and they are the real deal. If they play like they played against Hazard last week, they will definitely come out a winner tomorrow night, but they've got to play that way. If they go back to some of the problems they've had early in the season, they're in trouble because Harlan is a good team. As far as South Florida, Donnie Daniels always has a good ball club and wasn't no gimme for nobody against South Florida last week.
And, of course, you talked about
Somerset. Campbellsville wore them out. I tell you what, the Briar Jumpers are going all the way. And in 1A, when I say all the way, our first sweep on the carpet, 12 o'clock, December 3rd, 1999, Cardinal Stadium, Somerset will take on Pikeville for the Class A state champion. And the winner will be the Pikeville Panthers. They'll say it's mine in 1999.
All right, we'll see what happens. When we come back, we've got an in-depth look at the Class 2A ranks when this playoff preview, Sports Overtime Special, returns after this.
Honda ATVs. The desert can't beat them. The jungle can't beat them. Even a fall from 1,000 feet can't beat them. And if you thought these Hondas were tough to beat before,
The 2000 models are dropping at Andy's Honda, and so are the prices. Come in and check out the 2000 model lineup with an interest rate of 6.9% at Andy's Honda in Hazard.
12 o'clock is here, so grab a bite to eat. Get some lunch at Dairy Queen for a taste that can't be beat. Meet me at DQ.
So, what's for lunch? Dairy Queen. Yeah, you heard me. Dairy Queen. They've got it all, like a double cheeseburger super value meal. You get fries, a drink, and that delicious double cheeseburger. And at just $2.99, it's an unbeatable lunch. But you gotta hurry, because your lunch break's not gonna last forever.
Meet me at DQ.
Love Homes at Ivel, Kentucky is having a Thanksgiving sale November 12th, 13th, 14th only. We are cutting the turkey and the prices. We will sell all stock homes to make room for the 2000 models. No reasonable offer will be refused. We offer 90 days no payment and interest rates that don't go up. With the purchase of any new home, we will give you a free turkey just in time for the holidays. Call Mike Kirk, Johnny Martin, or Gary Swain at 606-874-0505. Love Homes, halfway between Prestonsburg and Pikeville in Ivel.
Little things really count. There's so much you want to teach him. So many things you'd like to share. All those special times that you could spend together. Times that he will remember always. Your good health is the key, and ARH Home Services can help to put you back in the picture. The choice is yours. ARH. Look to us first for home health services and equipment.
Welcome back to the show. Time now to look at Class 2A. Rich, no real upsets in the first round of what you would call upsets, but how about round two?
Well, let's take a look at the matchups. And if there's going to be a Cinderella story this year, it could be Leslie County. If they could put together some wins, they won the first round, they'll take on Middlesboro in the second round. A couple more matchups in Class 2A. Belfry hosting the Breathitt County Bobcats, and the final 2A matchup, Wayne County, a rematch as they go to take on Corbin.
How about the 2A ranks, Dipper? Some more rematches. Wayne County and Corbin, Leslie County, Middlesboro, more rematches there. And, of course, the standout one, Belfry and Breathitt.
Well, you know, of course, that's not a rematch, but anytime those two teams get together, and I know Coach Mike Holcomb and Coach Philip Haywood have got their teams prepared. You know, going to Death Valley and playing, been going over there for, 38 years, I believe, 1960, 61, I can't remember, it's a long time ago. Tough place to play. Both of them fine ball clubs. Belfry struggled early. Played some good teams, but now, they're right where they're supposed to be. And Breathitt County, what can you say about them? Middlesboro and Leslie County. Kenny Roark's got the Jackets ready. They're primed. They want a 2A championship to go for that 1A championship. And you think the Leslie County Eagles don't think they can win this football game. You should have heard the show last night. They're ready. And let me tell you, it's going to be a war down in that tunnel land.
There's always some bad blood between Middlesboro and any team they play, because a lot of teams want to go in there and knock off Middlesboro, and Middlesboro won't allow that.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Leslie County team, they played Middlesboro tough the first time they played it. They played Breathitt County pretty tough the first time they played it. And that's why I kind of say they could possibly be a Cinderella story. They know they can play with these two teams. Now, granted, they got to go on the road, but we saw last year with Sheldon Clark, it doesn't matter. They went over to Southwestern and were able to beat them, and then they go over to Belfry and they beat Belfry to win the regional title game. So maybe Leslie County's that team that maybe people are forgetting about. They may be just giving this game to Middlesboro. I don't know.
What stands out about Leslie County is they have the running attack with Johnny Lash, and they have the throwing attack if they need to with Floyd Whitaker. That came through against Shelby Valley when they started running the ball against Shelby Valley in that last game, or in their last game. They started running the ball. Shelby Valley starts putting 8, 9 men in the box. Floyd Whitaker is able to throw over that.
Yeah, and they've had success with that, and this is a team that's come together. Floyd Whitaker had a good year this year. Leslie County 7-4. They're just outscoring the opposition by like 6 points this year. But Dipper, it's the playoffs. The second round of the playoffs, there are no bad matchups anymore when you get to this point.
They're not. They know how to win. Each team that's in the playoffs, guys, knows how to win. And they've been there. They've been there and done that, which that's very important. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But the Eagles, the glory years of the Deuce, and right on. Now, they struggled a little bit last year, but they're back on track. I don't think you can call last week's win over Shelby Valley an upset, even though Shelby Valley was ranked higher. Leslie County just went over there, very intense, maybe a little bit tougher schedule. And you can't fault a team for its district schedule, how strong or weak the teams are in the district. But Shelby Valley, what a year for Derek Potter and those kids over, Casey Newsom, Dusty Hall, just a great team, a lot of heart. And hey, this is the way you build a program. Breathitt County just didn't pop up and win 2 Class 2A state championships, you know, back a few years ago. They worked at it for a while.
There was some rough early going for Breathitt County not too long ago.
Let me tell you.
And, you know, what a tribute to Leslie County's Tim Kugler, who takes over as a first-year coach and really turns that team around. We really mean turn that team around. 7 wins this year. They've not had 7 wins in a year in quite a while.
Well, the Tim Couch era, you have to go back to find that kind of success. As far as Belfry and Breathitt County, let's go ahead and talk about them. Former district rivals Belfry and Breathitt County will meet Friday for a spot in the regional finals. The Belfry Pirates on a 6-game win streak. The Breathitt County Bobcats have only 1 loss this season, and we probably are supposed to be talking about Leslie. Let's hear from Tim Kugler.
Well, keep on talking about Breathitt and Belfry.
Well, anyway, Breathitt County just 1 loss this season. A lot of people figured them to struggle. As for Belfry, they have a 6-game win streak, and let's hear from the coaches.
The passing game, and if we can do that this Friday, I believe we'll come out a winner, and who knows what'll happen from then.
It's got to be a total team concept there, I think. I think we've got to be able to take away big plays from them, make them work for drives down the field. Containing their quarterback is going to be another big key because he's a great threat as a runner and throws real well on the one as a run. He's got good feet, and he moves well in the pocket, and he moves well out of the pocket. So we've got to be able to contain him and keep him under control as well as their whole offense.
Over the past few years, we've had a rivalry with them. We used to be in their same district, so we've been up there before. And this time of year, it really don't make a lot of difference where you play. It's you got to win the football game if you want to keep playing.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be war. They come to the big house, come to the valley. It's gonna be war. It's gonna be wild. I'll tell you what, no matter what, it's gonna be a good ball game. It's always war. Belfry and Breathitt's got a good tradition of playing each other, and no matter what, it's gonna be a heck of a ball game.
Always tough to play at Death Valley. Another place it's tough to play is Middlesboro. And Middlesboro and Leslie County will meet each other for the 2nd time in 4 weeks. This time, it's all on the line for both squads. Middlesboro beat Leslie County in Hyden October 15th, 21-12, the final in that one. Friday night, the Eagles go to Middlesboro for the rematch. Both teams say playing each other for the 2nd time this season has its positives.
Facing the team 2nd time, you always know what they do against us the first game, what they hurt us with. So, there's some advantages and disadvantages because they know your offense better than they did because we was in this new district, and neither team, we didn't know each other what they did. So after playing them again the first time, no one will know what they'll do the 2nd time.
We think it's a plus that we played them before. We've realized that they won a game, but we felt like we was in it to the end, and we felt like we made more mistakes than they did. And when you play good teams, whoever makes the fewest mistakes usually wins the game.
The first game in Leslie County was pretty much a war up there. They're a big physical football team, and we're not very big on defense, just to be honest with you, and they give us a lot of trouble with the running game.
And the running game figures to play a big part, Dipper, this Friday night when Middlesboro and Leslie County rematch.
Well, it may be on Middlesboro's part. Hey, that air game, that Floyd Whitaker air attack, I think is going to play a big part. It's going to be a great ball game now. There's no giving for either one of the clubs. Both 2A matchups are going to be tough. Belfry at Breathitt, Breathitt at Belfry. I get it right. Who's on first? What's on second? See, I'm going off the top of my head. Sometimes that head gets too full too fast. But I do. I think going to Breathitt County at Belfry, Philip Haywood. No coach in the state of Kentucky, in my estimation, I've never met it. More class and no more human being than this. Means a fine man of anybody in this state. Any high school football coach deserves a state championship. It's Philip Haywood. It just ain't going to come this year.
Adam Bowling, Zach Massengill of Middlesboro. We'll get to Corbin here in a second. I think people have forgotten Middlesboro won the state title last year. And these guys, I also spoke with them the other day, and they go, we've been through a long season. It's been interesting. We've had people hurt. We've lost a couple games. But they've been able to play like champions the last, 8 weeks of the season. They go the first 3 games without Jeremy Skidmore. But since then, Skidmore's passed for almost 1,800 yards in 8 games. And they're right back where they were last year, a chance to win, move on to the regional title game and beyond. So it'll be interesting to see.
And how about Steve Jewell taking over down at Corbin?
And he's done a great job over there. This is a team that the Corbin Redhounds, they're in the regional semifinal round for the first time since 1996. Now, 3 years ago, the Redhounds posted an undefeated regular season, but lost in the 2nd round by 1 point in overtime to Madison Southern. This season, the Redhounds fielded a young team, but that didn't stop Corbin from notching a 25-7 playoff victory against DeSales last Friday. This week, the Hounds will get a rematch with Wayne County. 2 weeks ago, Corbin was already district champs when they faced the Cardinals and beat them 35-21. As for Wayne County, they won the school's first football playoff game with a 14-12 win over Washington County.
Well, you know, Wayne County was a real physical ball club. You know, the bad part about it for us is there wasn't anything riding on the game with the exceptional bit of pride. So, you know, it was a real physical ball club. In Wayne County, it's going to be a physical ball game. I hate to play a team twice in one season. And, you know, I was kind of hoping for Washington County, to be honest with you, just to prepare for them.
Being young, it's really made us stick together a little more. It's made us more of a team instead of an individual effort. Like our players, we looked up to each other instead of looking for somebody else to make a play.
This year we won our first game, and last year we lost our first game, and a couple years before that we haven't been past the second round since 1990, and hopefully we'll do it this year. And we was kind of nervous last week because a lot of our kids on our team don't have a lot of playoff experience, and about 4 or 5 of us. And so I think we got the jitters out of our stomach, and we're ready to play the second and third game, and hopefully fourth and fifth.
Let's go over to Brian Milam with more on the 2A matchups. We've heard it already. How about an all-mountain final, Brian?
Well, it is possible. I know the Dipper thinks so, that we could have Corbin and another mountain school meeting in Louisville for the 2A title. But the 2A bracket is almost as wide open as the 3A field. We'll talk about 3A in just a minute. First, let's go to 2A. The Belfry-Breathitt game has the potential to be one of those Death Valley classics like Sheldon Clark and Belfry last year. One big question mark for Belfry is, can they contain Breathitt's passing game? I don't think they can. The only other passing team Belfry played this year was Pikeville, in a game Chase Gibson had a career night. If they cannot keep Alan Sperry and company under 30 points, I think Breathitt moves on to face Middlesboro in the championship game. Middlesboro won the first meeting with Leslie County, and I think they do it again behind Jeremy Skidmore. Since he has come back from that preseason injury, like Rich said, he has taken control of this team, and he has done his part in making up for the loss of Scotty Powell. And one game in 2A, everybody anticipated at the beginning of the season was Middlesboro and Breathitt, and I believe we will be treated to another classic in 2 weeks if Breathitt and Middlesboro both win.
Dipper, how about it? Your Class 2A picks.
Well, I'll tell you that, you know, it's you're going to put me on the spot. Of course, Middlesboro over Leslie County, yes, indeed, I like that. I like the Yellow Jackets. I like Breathitt County over Belfry. I like that final. I also like Corbin, John, over Wayne County. Now, I've got it penciled on out. We've just taken it through this weekend. On out, Rich Johnson, I've got your Glasgow Scottish meeting Corbin in the semifinals of Class, you know, the 2A, the semifinals, you know, the week before the big show. As far as you know, they go. Sorry about that.
Corbin goes on?
Corbin goes to finals. They will take on the Breathitt County Bobcats of the All-Mountain 2A final in Louisville, Kentucky, December the 3rd. Hey, Holcomb's going for 3, and Corbin, they just, hey, if you're going to, you know, change that sign over at Nick Dennis Stadium where it says 1990, you know, the next championship, you better get it this year. I think the hardest thing in the world to do would be to beat Breathitt County twice. That goes for any of the teams in the playoffs. We talked about that. It's going to be tough. They overlooked Jeremy Skidmore, a tremendous quarterback the first time a little bit. They won't overlook him. This time, it's going to be a war down in Middlesboro next Friday night, a week from tomorrow, providing both of them win tomorrow night.
7:29. It's my first time to disagree with the Dipper. I think if Breathitt and Middlesboro do meet, I lean towards Middlesboro. They're still the champs. I would kind of lean toward them in a match if that game would be played at Middlesboro. I got to disagree with the Dipper once in a while.
You're just mad because I just thought Corbin was going to beat Glasgow.
But I think the thing you look at with Breathitt County, and you continue to talk about Alan Sperry, but Mike Holcomb over there at Breathitt County always has the members of his team step up, guys you never heard of, guys with some familiar names. Gus White rather than Jason White, the guy they had not too long ago running back. He steps up. A lot of these people are stepping up. These are the kind of players that it takes to win a regional championship, to win a state championship, and I think Breathitt County may be on the fast track to do that.
And this is Dipper, John, I guess you both can agree. Breathitt County started this passing thing before everybody else. They're developed at it. I know Brian has seen some JV games over in Jackson where he sees 12-year-olds throwing the football already. They breed that. I mean, the kids, they get them young. They teach them how to play football young, and they're just a little bit ahead of everybody else, and that'll help. That helps them out, and that helps that tradition that they built over there.
All right, we've got a lot more football to talk about when this edition of Sports Overtime returns. We will look, of course, at Class 3A. Stay right here.
got a quality of life here that you don't find anywhere else.
I was born and raised in a big city, so down here it's just peaceful, it's quiet, it's safe. The small towns are finally starting to grow, and we're starting to see a lot of more businesses come into the area.
Eastern Kentucky probably is one of the best kept secrets in America.
Appreciate the heritage of East Kentucky, but recognize the potential of the region for our sake.
Action team, gather round. Action lane, home theater sectionals means versatility. You have to adapt to any size court. Let's see play number 1. Comfort play. Very good. Play number 2. Let's see some style. Nice. Now the big play. Versatility means comfort. Not bad, but you gotta make the owners happy. You can't just sit there, be comfortable, and look pretty. You gotta do something. Perfect. We're ready for the home game.
J.W. Collins Son Funeral Home, owned and operated by Gary Justice, is proud to invite you to visit them at their new location on Hamley Boulevard in Pikeville. Our new building is equipped with 3 spacious, convenient chapels to help serve your family in its greatest time of need. For years, J.W. Collins Son has been a familiar name that you know and trust. Please accept a personal invitation from Gary K. Justice to stop by and visit the new J.W. Collins Son Funeral Home, or for pre-need information, call 437-6228.
Meet me at the perfect place to start the day. The sun is waking up, you're getting on your way. Come on and rise and shine, time to get yourself in gear. Meet me at the Dairy Queen, 'cause your breakfast time is here. Meet me at DQ.
I'm going to DQ for breakfast. They got these biscuits and gravy I love. I can't think of a better way to start the day.
Come home to that feeling and meet me at DQ.
Welcome back. Well, the toughest matchups in the first round here in the Mountains came in 3A, and Rich, nothing new for the second round.
So I'm not making any predictions here. Let's check the lineup. Lawrence County got to go to Log Mountain. They take on Bell County, the other 3A matchup of importance. Rockcastle County going to the Rock to face Sheldon Clark. Well, the Lawrence County Bulldogs will hit the road in week 2. Rumor has it the Bulldogs will be checking in a hotel in Barberville tonight, so they're probably watching from the hotel room before they check into the Hilton Hotel on Friday night. Bobcats head coach Tom Greer says Log Mountain will always be known as the home of the Hilton Hotel, and knows Bell County is in store for a challenge. Despite being a 2 seed, the Bulldogs of Lawrence County plan on leaving Log Mountain with a victory. Last week, the Bulldogs destroyed Whitley County 68-20. The Dogs are ready for anything the opposition throws at them.
Yeah, it's been a big step for us to move up to 3A from 2A this year. A lot of great quality teams out there, and yeah, like you said, this is a big time.
You get to playoffs, there's no easy game, so we'll take them the way we can get them, and if that's playing a tough team every week, that's the way it is, you know. You got to step up and play regardless. It's playoffs, you know. You got to step up and play or else you go to the house, so the toughest team wins, you know.
As for Bell County, they recaptured the district title in 1999 with a win over Rockcastle County in the regular season's final week. Last Friday, the Cats posted a 41-7 win over Ashland. During the season, Bell County defeated 4 teams which are still active in the playoffs, so Lawrence County is just another tough team to contend with.
Well, Lawrence County is a great football team, and Chuck Williams is a great coach. You know, we feel like we prepared ourselves for a game like this, playing Lexington, Taste Creek, and Glasgow, and Middlesboro, and Corbin. So we've played tough people, Whitley County and Rockcastle. So, you know, Lawrence County's no different. We'll have to play our A game, and if we play our A game, it ought to be an exciting ball game.
Because they're coming in, they got a big team, got a big record, and they blow people out. But if we come back and get on them, they won't be able to hang with us, I don't think.
Oh yes, it's great to get to play 2 or 3 games at home for playoffs. The home field advantage is a great opportunity for us. Well, everybody will be real tense and really focused on the game, and me personally, I'm always focused and ready to do my job.
Now, the Sheldon Clark Cardinals are just one of 3 teams in Kentucky with an undefeated record this season. The district champs will enjoy the home field advantage again this week when they host Rockcastle County on the field they call The Rock. Rockcastle County enters this game on the heels of a 29-15 playoff win against Greenup County. During the regular season, Tom Larkey's Rockets beat Whitley County by a point, but lost to Bell County to slip into the number 2 seed. As for the Cardinals, they defeated Kaywood in the first round, no problem, 51-22. Sheldon Clark used to be called Cinderella. Now she's the one sending out the invitations to the party. They rarely beat themselves and are led by the great motivator, Jim Matney.
I look for it to be a heck of a regional tournament, so to speak. I think that there'll be a lot of surprises, and I don't know who's going to come out, but I know that we're asking our kids to turn it up a notch. We're asking our kids to play harder than they've ever played, and we expect some good things to happen to our team. We feel very fortunate. We feel that we've had a little divine help. We feel like that we're a little bit a team of destiny, and we're just very pleased with the way that things have gone this year, but we would like to just keep going a few more weeks.
Do they go a few more weeks?
I can't pick against Sheldon Clark. It's for the Lawrence Bell. No opinions here. I can't go
We'll
there.
get your opinions in just a second, but talk about Sheldon Clark, talk about Rockcastle, Lawrence County, Bell County. Just some great matchups here.
Well, Jim Matney, not only is a great motivator, you know, he's one of the best offensive minds in the game today, and he's brought Sheldon Clark, still kind of in its infancy, but, you know, big, 3A school, to the limelight. Last year's big regional win, at Belfry, and followed by, playing Highlands in semifinals. Now, they've been there and they've done that. This is important. Tom Larkey, the sandbagger, number 2. Coach, I'm talking about you. What a great job this year, 9-2 on the year, coming in, and it's going to be a tough ball game. This will be, I think, the second toughest ball game that Sheldon Clark has had this year. The first being, of course, their big win at Lawrence County back in the middle of the season.
Sheldon Clark, no longer a surprise team anymore.
No. Let me tell you something over there in Ninety Kentucky, Martin County. The Cardinals are the real deal. And then you talk about Lawrence County. What an offensive powerhouse. Wouldn't it have been something to see Lawrence and Pulaski Southwestern collide, somewhere along the way, where Southwestern got derailed last week. And my hat's off to Dale Anderson and his squad. What a great year you had. But you've got Lawrence County rolling. They're putting up numbers. But the roll that goes down US 25, a place called Bell County, a place called Log Mountain, Mystique. Tough place to play. Need I say more? And that guy called me from Louisa last night talking about them 3 touchdowns. Hello, darling. I'll tell you this. Lawrence County beats Bell County 3 touchdowns. That just crown them state champs, because there's no use them going no further, because they will win it. No. It's going to be a great ball game. Great matchup, a lot of mystique, a lot of tradition. 1991, that sign says Bell County, home of the Bobcats, 3A state champs. Been there, done that.
Lawrence County, they've outscored the opposition by 40 points a game. As far as Bell County, though, they have one thing over Lawrence. Lawrence has yet to win that big playoff game on the road. 97, they went up to Bourbon County and lost in the state semifinals. Last year, they go over to Breathitt in the regional title game and lose to Breathitt. They've got to prove that they can win that big game on the road. This is their opportunity. You got to be focused, no turnovers. Bell County and Lawrence County both know the games they lost this year, they turned the ball over, or they maybe didn't play as well on special teams. If you concentrate and you focus, you don't let things like that happen. And if you let fumbles, interceptions, let kicks be run back, you're going to lose on Friday night.
Yeah, turnovers killed Lawrence County against Sheldon Clark. Now, any of these 3A playoff matchups here in the mountains would pass for regional title games. Brian, the case again this week.
By far the toughest region to pick in the entire state is Class 3A. You can't go wrong with any of the teams that come out of this region, because all 4 know what it takes to win. First, let's take a look at the Rockcastle and Sheldon Clark matchup. This game will definitely be a low-scoring affair, because the strength of both teams is the defense. It's, as Dipper might say, like a wet blanket. Jim Matney and Tom Larkey take great pride in how well both of their units stop the opposition. I'm sure all the Lawrence County faithful remember the shellacking the defense put on from Sheldon Clark. Rockcastle, on the other hand, they only kept South Laurel to 14 points, and that's a team that averages 46 a game. Now, let's take a look at Lawrence and Bell. You have to go to Bell County and Log Mountain. The Bobcats have won 87% of their games there, and they're always tough come postseason. I think one thing for Lawrence to be wary of is the fact that Bell resembles Sheldon Clark very closely. When the Cardinals beat Lawrence, they slowed the game down, because you cannot get into a shootout with Lawrence County. Nobody can. If Bell County wants to win this game, they must control the clock and keep the ball away from Chuck Williams and the Dogs. On the Lawrence County side of things, they are led, of course, by that high-powered offense, but this is a giant who woke up after the Sheldon Clark game. Obviously, you must concentrate on stopping the run that has produced close to 9,500 yards on the ground in the last 2 years, but then you can't forget about the passing attack. And when you talk about the passing, that deals with number 2 going to number 13. That's Alan Short, who throws the ball up to Jared Parker. And Rich really stole my script. The thing that Lawrence has to overcome is the inability to win the big playoff game on the road. They have not done it in the last 3 years. Of course, they lost the Fog Bowl to Breathitt last year. So if they're going to do it, it will have to go through through Bell County. But Dipper, I'm leaving the thing up to you right now. Rockcastle, they lose to Sheldon Clark. Bell loses to Lawrence County. Dipper, take it away.
All right, let's put you on the spot.
Well, first off, I tell you how bad the fog was at Breathitt County last year in the Lawrence game. I was eating a hot dog. I couldn't see it. It was 6 inches from my face. Put me on the spot, you say.
Let's go with your picks.
Sheldon Clark over Rockcastle County. It's going to be a good. This will be Sheldon Clark's second biggest test. I like the Rockets. The great season, you know. I know Don, all the fans come over from Rockcastle County, but still, yet I want to go with Jim Matney on that rock pile, because that rock pile, it's kind of like old Collins Field here at Hazard years ago, when teams quit playing Hazard. They didn't want to play on a field of rocks and glass. Let's go down to Log Mountain. Yes, indeed. Bell County. Been there, done that. Respect all elements. I won't say any kind of elements, but, you know, like I say, it's going to be a great ball game, and it's going to be an even greater ball game the next week when Sheldon Clark goes down to Bell County. And Bell County beats Lawrence tomorrow night, guys. They host the region final, the odd seed, the number 1 seed, odd district. The Cardinals go on the road. My Final Four, I'll mention this team, Franklin Simpson, coming out of the far west. Bullitt East, we're going to have to give them respect after beating Pulaski Southwest. The reason I mentioned that, former Hazard Bulldog Joey Kilburn, assistant coach down at Franklin Simpson. Bullitt East takes him off. Sheldon Clark goes north, goes to the river. Roger Walsh, I hope you're listening to this up there. Hey, look out, Highlands. Here come the Cardinals. Cardinals going to the carpet. Sheldon Clark, Class 3A state champions.
2 quick things to mention. Lawrence County, they've been a joy to watch these last few years. They are loaded, but 2 things to remember. Sheldon Clark will hit you. They hit Lawrence County. Bell County, from what they said this week, they're going to hit you. They're going to be looking forward to that. And I agree with something Brian said. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. You'd be glad to hear that. If you can control the clock and keep the score down. If you let them score 40 points, I don't think Bell County wins this one.
What causes turnovers? Defense. Defense. Hard hitting.
And they hit it.
Let me tell you something. Down on Log Mountain, you talk about thunder in the mountains. Hey, they've been there, hurricane, tornado, or typhoon, or tarpoon, or whatever you want to call it, ever. Like there's going to be thunder tomorrow night down there on Log Mountain. Go early and plan to stay late. It's going to be a war.
All right. Well, of course, 3A defense is the key, but in 4A offense is the key. We'll talk about that. More to come. We'll take a look at the only remaining Mountain 4A team in the playoffs, the South Log Cardinals. Stay right here for more.
Hi, sis. Sorry, I'm late. Long line at the pharmacy? No, I had to stop at the cash machine. You just stopped for cash before the drugstore. I had to stop again after this prescription. $63? It's time you started carrying this card. People's prescription plan? This card will get you the best price for your prescription. Yeah, but don't you get it through Bob's company? We couldn't afford his company plan. We saw this on TV, and it costs less than $8 a month. Per person? Per household. One membership covers me, Bob, even Mom, because she lives with us. That's right. Medicare doesn't cover her medications. Now she gets the best price at the pharmacy, too. We all do. Okay, Liz, what can I get you? I'll take one People's prescription plan to go. Oh, and my sister here is treating. Why me? For waiting so long to tell me about the People's prescription plan.
This card has saved Americans over $100 million on prescriptions. If you don't have a drug plan, either at work or through Medicare, join the People's Prescription Plan and get in on the savings. Just $7.95 a month guarantees you and every member of your household the plan's lowest available price on all types of prescriptions. New prescriptions, refills, injectables, and more. Plus, save up to half off the cost of eyeglasses and contact lenses. Save even more on hearing aids, vitamins, even health equipment. Just show your card at any one of thousands of pharmacies nationwide. There are no claim forms, and you can use your card again and again, so there's no limit to how much you can save. Don't you deserve to get the best price on your prescriptions? Join today.
Hi. Hey, sis. I really did save with the People's Prescription Plan. Great. Today lunch is on you.
Call 1-800-344-5800 to join the People's Prescription Plan. Have your credit card ready or send check or money order to People's Prescription Plan, P.O. Box 1340, Valley Forge, PA 19482. You have nothing to lose with our 60-day money-back guarantee. That number again is 1-800-344-5800. Call now.
Welcome back to the show. South Laurel carrying the torch for the 4A teams here in the mountains, the only 4A team left, and they take on Madison Central coming up. This one at South Laurel, that Mountain 4A district. Certainly a big help, guys, to get these 4A teams the parity that they need to play. And
South Laurel back in the playoffs after being out for 2 years. It's nice to see the Cardinals and what Randy Ledger's done over there, Dipper.
He has. Coach Ledger's done a great job, you know, and so, like I said, we've got a mountain district. You know, I want to mention this real quick. Ron Eaton called the show last night down in Richmond talking about Johnson Central Bill Music Club losing that, what was it, 62-55 overtime game to Madison Central. And he said that the general, Coach Paul Raines of Madison, went over to the huddle, the Johnson Central huddle after the game, said, you guys deserve to win this. And I mean, you know, our 4A football is really coming alive, and what better a team to lead it than the Cardinals of South Laurel. Coach Randy Ledger, you know, they're for real.
And they are an offensive machine, Rich.
That's what we're going to talk about here. After going 10-10 over the last 2 seasons, the South Laurel Cardinals are back in the playoffs. In 1996, the Cardinals, then in 3A, lost to Bell County in the second round. Now in Class 4A, South Laurel is forcing fans to put the basketball on the back burner for a while. Starting guard Neil Warren is the starting quarterback, and he's filled the air with footballs, 45 of which have resulted in touchdowns. In the initial round of the playoffs, the Cardinals demolished Clark County 55-2. This week, the General Paul Raines and the Madison Central Indians will come to London. The Indians are fresh off a 63-55 overtime shootout with Johnson Central. No truth to the rumor that the first team to 60 wins the ball game.
The touchdown.
Well, we hope not. We hope we're going to play a little better defense than Johnson Central did. But they got a really good offense, and it's going to take a really good effort from our defense. It'll be our biggest challenge of the year defensively because they can run the ball well and they throw it well as also. So it's going to be a challenge, but it's one we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to playing against Ryan Jones, and our kids are excited.
Well, our offense has played real good this year. Last year we had real good offense, but we couldn't run the ball, and this year we've got a lot better at running the ball, and that's just helped their offense balance everything out. Oh, it feels great to play at home because we only played 4 home games this year. We're on the road a lot, and we like the last couple of years we had a real good team, and everybody around the county's not really thought we were going to be very good this year, and it's just good to have teams come down here and we show what we're made of.
It's pretty cool to be in the playoffs because we're actually accomplishing something this year. I mean, in the past years we never did really win a lot. It's pretty cool. Yeah, in order to be successful on Friday, we're probably just going to have to stop the run and make them one-dimensional, make them throw the ball. That way we got a better chance.
Jeremiah says it's pretty cool to be in the playoffs. The basic rule of football, score more points than the other team and you win. In Class 4A, scoring points, not really a problem. Let's go over to Brian Milam.
Well, I think when you talk about Class 4A in this region, the first thing that has to pop into mind is the lack of defense and the unbelievable offensive numbers Class 4A teams have put up this year. Of the 8 4A teams that made the playoffs, they scored 30 or more points a whopping 54 times this season. The South Laurel-Madison Central game will be no different, especially when it comes down to the quarterback position. Madison Central's QB Ryan Jones is 4th in the state in passing yardage per game, while South Laurel Cardinal Neil Warren is 5th. I think the key to this game comes down to not who scores 60 points, but who scores 30 points the first. The Cardinals are 10-0 when they score 30 or more points, and the Indians have a thin defense, giving up, get this, 32 points a ball game. So there is your prediction. South Laurel will win this ball game. In the other 4A state semifinal, Tates Creek and Lexington-Dunbar, the only thing we know about Tates Creek, they've been running the ball all year behind Mayan Smith, Greg Baltimore, great name, and Neil Devon. They showed that against Bell County, at Log Mountain, and Johnson Central. I like the 4A final to be South Laurel and Tates Creek. And Dipper just may have something when South Laurel goes to the carpet.
All right, South Laurel ranked 9th at the end of the season, Madison Central 10th. Dipper, is there really any need to ask you what your pick is? We'll do it anyway because that's what we do.
We're going to go with the Cardinals. I'm telling you now, Madison Central, the General. Sorry about this, super fan. Paul Raines, go on down. You can tend the babies this winter and stuff. You don't take care of the business there and get back on. Get your kids in the weight room because South Laurel will win this football game. The surprising thing about 4A football over the years, you think about 4A, you think about St. X and Trinity getting up front of Louisville and playing smash mouth, 3 in a cloud of dust. like watching 22 sick chickens play. Not exciting at all. They have opened this game up. You look at Prairie Central, you look at Johnson Central, you look at Timmy Neeson, and, you know, the kind of athlete, the passing game, Neil Warren, you know, of South Laurel. And, hey, I think the Cardinals not only are going to beat Madison Central Friday, sorry about that, Ron Eaton, they're going to beat Tate's Creek the next week or whoever, don't matter. And in the semifinals, the Shamrocks or Trinity are going downtown to see Charlie Brown. South Laurel goes on to face Nelson County in the finals. And guess what? 1, 2, 3, and 4A champions from the mountains. It's about time.
We hope it happens this year.
Get my 2 cents worth on this. Obviously, I'll go with South Laurel in this matchup, too. The Cardinals, they're only giving up 17 points a game on defense. They've outscored the opposition by 29 a game, as is a team like Breathitt County. They've also outscored the opposition by 29 points a game. South Laurel, they do a little bit of everything. They got the defense, they got the offense. They're going to get the win Friday.
I think you're right. We'll recap the playoffs and more when we come back.
Visit the Weight Loss Clinic of Paintsville, and under the supervision of Dr. Francisco Puig, you can lose weight the healthy way. They're open on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Then they're open every first and third Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Phone 789-5600, 789-5600 today, or go by the Weight Loss Clinic of Paintsville across from the Ramada Inn and choose to lose.
East Kentucky's truck and sport utility headquarters is Cardinal Automotive. Where else can you find a loaded four-wheel drive Chevy Tahoe LT just $449 per month or $31,425? How about a popular four-wheel drive Chevy Blazer LS for only $24,450? Or a fun, practical four-door four-wheel drive Chevy Tracker for only $279 per month? With over 200 trucks and sport utility vehicles to choose from, Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac in Hazard is the mountain leader.
Meet me at the perfect place to start the day. The sun is waking up, you're getting on your way. Come on and rise and shine, time to get yourself in gear. Meet me at the Dairy Queen, 'cause your breakfast time is here. Meet me at DQ.
Good morning, DQ. I'm gonna have the twin pack of sausage biscuits. Now that's how you start the day.
Come home to that feeling and meet me at DQ.
At Hazard Furniture, we want to be the first place you think of when you need furniture. Come in and check out our low prices every day throughout the store.
Look at these beautiful babies. Baptist Regional Medical Center and WYMT TV would like to show your beautiful baby too. Just send your baby's picture up to 3 years of age to WYMT in care of the Lullaby Club.
All right, let's take one more look at all the playoff brackets involving the mountain teams here. And we will start off in Class A. Paintsville goes to Pikeville, one of the many rematches in the round. Also in Class A, Lynn Camp, a surprise team. They were going to take on Harlan on Friday night. It will be Somerset against Campbellsville. Somerset, the 4 seed, making a nice little run here. In Class 2A, Leslie County and Middlesboro, a rematch there. It will be Belfry and Breathitt County, 2 old district rivals, hooking up for the first time this season. Wayne County and Corbin, a rematch of this year in Class 2A. In Class 3A, the big game, Lawrence County versus Bell County at Log Mountain. It will be Rockcastle County at Sheldon Clark. The Rock goes to the Rock. We'll hear that several more times before Friday. Also, in 4A, Madison Central takes on South Laurel. And Dipper, once again, you've predicted the sweep of all these teams going to what we call the carpet up to Louisville in the postseason.
This is the first time, John, that I feel we've got a legitimate shot at putting 4 teams on the carpet. Now, not only do I think there's going to be 4, I think there's going to be 2 in Class A, Somerset and Pikeville. I think it's a tough road for Jay Cobb and the Briar Jumpers. I think they can get there. In 2A, I like Corbin and I like Breathitt County on the carpet. I don't know, you said a while ago I probably did. I would have to favor Breathitt County in that game because they have been there and done that. The biggest surprise in 2A, Gary County's going to knock off Lexington Catholic tomorrow night. Sorry about that, Bob Spire. You know, Chuck Smith's Boyle County Club, fine ball club. You know, we had the opportunity to see them in the Pike County Bowl. They ain't getting there either. 3A, Sheldon Clark. My ideal matchup in 3A has been Sheldon Clark and Pulaski Southwestern. 4A, South Laurel's going. We got a shot. They just got to get out there and play. Now, guys, I got you there. You know, I've got you this far, so it's up to you.
It's up to the teams now. Dippers not only can.
But it's been an exciting year. And the strength of the football in the mountains, I think, guys, all year has been 3-8. But now these Pikeville Panthers can play. They're going to have to beat Paintsville and the winner of the Harlan Camp game to get a crack at. And you know, once again, Bellevue beat Beechwood. I think they shut them out 17-0 or 25, something like that early in the season. I don't know if they can do that. You know, as bad as I hate Beechwood, and I do, Beach Nut, whatever you want to call them, they have a tremendous, Class A football program. When you recruit 25 million people up there, I mean, you know, that's, you know, the numbers game, everything. But real quick, I want to say this before we get off here. Special Dipper Show Monday, 5:15. Monday, 5:15, right after the 5 o'clock news on WSGS.
All right. Of course, the Dipper on WSGS 101.1 and publisher of the Mountain Sports View.
Yeah, but speaking of which, hey, you basketball coaches, I know you watch back there. Now, you know who you are. Get the stuff in, because we're going with or without you. It's getting late. Monday.
That's right. Let's call in Brian Mile now. He's lurking over here in the shadows if we can. And, Brian, this is a time that, you know, a lot of people are excited. This is a time where the football teams really have to strap in. You don't overlook anybody in the second round. Of course, you don't overlook anybody in the first round. You can't in the second round. Dipper says a mountain sweep.
It's possible. I don't know if it'll happen. We'll settle this off of camera. But the theme tonight has been rematch. We've seen it Middlesboro and Leslie and so on and so on. And I think we have that again with Pikeville and Lindcamp. They met last year in the playoffs sometime. Middlesboro will play Breathitt again. Lawrence and Sheldon Clark, everybody over there wants to see that rematch. We've seen it on the website about 100,000 times. I think it's going to happen, and South Laurel has a great chance to win it.
I don't know why anyone wants to rematch, though, with Lawrence County. Now,
be
remember,
careful about looking ahead, my children.
That's right.
Seven 1 seeds fell last week. I mean, there can be upsets. I mean, it happens.
It happens. Remember, there's only one place you can see all the highlights and scores. That's here on Sports Overtime. Remember, tomorrow we will hit the air around 11:15 for another playoff edition of Sports Overtime. We will tell you who won. We'll tell you who they played. We'll tell you if Dipper's picks were on the money. Sports Overtime, as always, Friday night at 11:15. We're going to wrap up this show right after this. Stay with us.
The Honda ATVs. The desert can't beat them. The jungle can't beat them. Even a fall from 1,000 feet can't beat them. And if you thought these Hondas were tough to beat before,
the 2000 models are dropping at Andy's Honda, and so are the prices. Come in and check out the 2000 model lineup with an interest rate of 6.9% at Andy's Honda in Hazard.
Love Homes at Iville, Kentucky is having a Thanksgiving sale November 12th, 13th, 14th only. We are cutting the turkey and the prices. We will sell all stock homes to make room for the 2000 models. No reasonable offer will be refused. We offer 90 days no payment and interest rates that don't go up. With the purchase of any new home, we will give you a free turkey just in time for the holidays. Call Mike Kirk, Johnny Martin, or Gary Swain at 606-874-0505. Love Homes, halfway between Prestonsburg and Pikeville in Iville.
12 o'clock is here, so grab a bite to eat. Get some lunch at Dairy Queen for a taste that can't be beat. Meet me at DQ.
So, what's for lunch? Dairy Queen. Yeah, you heard me. Dairy Queen. They've got it all, like a double cheeseburger super value meal. You get fries, a drink, and that delicious double cheeseburger. And at just $2.99, it's an unbeatable lunch. But you gotta hurry, because your lunch break's not gonna last forever.
Meet me at DQ.
Tonight's Sports Overtime High School Football Playoff Specials brought to you by Cardinals, Andy's Honda, QRS, J.W. Cole & Son, Dairy Queen, Love Homes, and Allen Dental. The broom is out for the Mountain Sweep thanks to Rich, Brian, and of course the Big Dipper. Remember, we will wrap up the second round tomorrow night on our Friday night Sports Overtime. We will see you then.